What's up, man? I'm late, so I don't know who will show up and who's already went to bed. I don't know. Check Discord right as it popped. Oh, I got you. That's lucky. I didn't used to post, like I post that by hand. Like I hit copy paste and post it because there's a bot that posts it, but the bot sometimes might be 10, 15 minutes late. And then sometimes it's like right as soon as I go live. I don't know how to fix that. So that's part of my pre-show thing where I post the link everywhere.
What you think about when you're born into a fire? Let them burn it out. Sell them to the richest buyer. They wanna let the world decay. They tell us lies and fade away, fade away. We feel betrayed. We were raised to lose the race. Wake it to the back of the pack, kill it anyway. Listen up now, because we're never dropping out. Beat the odds, beat the big house. The brains are bigger than the doubt. We've been thinking for ourselves, never let the truth fade away. This is bigger than ourselves, we won't let the world burn away, burn away. We feel betrayed. We were raised to lose the race. Wake it to the back of the pack, kill it anyway. To play haters' face.
Ow. Something bit me.
Hey daddies, it's me, the Linda Binda from TikTok. I wanted to make this video because I wanted to thank you for watching Cold Beer Confessionals with Will Bird. I think that's just incredible. I've watched a few episodes and I'm just like very intrigued. But you know what I'm most intrigued in is Big Daddy's meat stick. I heard that it's very thick, like a good old German sausage. You know, Linda and her coochie loves that. Oh, never mind. Let's not go there. Anyways, I hope you have a good show and enjoy it as you can. There's a lot of weird things that go on, especially when it comes from the realm of Linda Bindaland. So, enjoy the show. Thanks for watching. Peace out.
That is Linda Binda. Thank you for joining us, guys. I'm Will Bird. This is Cold Beer Confessional. The world kind of sucks right now. I don't know what to say. I heard there were some bird updates. I didn't actually mess around with it. I just saw people talking about it. What do we got here? Bert Audio is back. We got Bert in the studio doing Bert Audio things. I heard his chat was like, it's still fucked up. But I don't know. Elite Bert knowledge here. You don't know Bert. I'll get you some audio in a second. Oh my God, it's bad. Is that like his go-to? Is like, I sing Follow Me, and that's what gets everybody hyped for the show. This is Oscar, his Emmy, his Grammy. Sorry, I'll get it eventually. Is he just fucking wandering around? What is going on here?
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Bert Lynn Show. I hope that we are 5 by 5. Let me change a couple of screens, turn some knobs, press a few buttons.
So I already saw the chat. Someone said, where is the message that it was like, it's still cutting out? Hold on. Still cutting out on and off. From Alex Andre 812.
Shadow for you. He knows when the lights come on, the lights on the walls, and the rest of the place goes dark.
It's still bad, dude.
On my bed, there he is right behind me. See him over there? Come here. Come here. Always get just. What's this? Welcome to the show. There he is. There you go. I guess that's how we're going to do it from now on. Yeah, that'll work. He's Daddy, you comb your hair before the show. There you go, baby.
Oh my God, we're watching him groom a cat.
Yeah. An absolute nightmare. Don't even know how much of it I should get into with you. All I can tell you is I'm just glad that it's working, and I'm going to tell you I have no idea why. I think there was something wrong with... Did I put this thing crooked? No, I guess I didn't. I think there was something wrong over at...
It's like a drunk getting ready to go out for the day.
I don't know. I want to say I still don't know. Sounds great on my end. Let me show you guys the logo just for a second. Hey, buddy.
Got to groom the cat some more.
I suppose there's a possibility that I'm allergic to my cat, because when he gets up here and I pet him and brush him, I start sneezing. Oh, I didn't sneeze, it's sniffing. Come here, baby. You want to come up here? Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on up. Oh, boy. Well,
Studio quality, folks. Studio quality. TV studio.
Yeah. We have had a hell of a... I'll be back every Monday night now. The condo, no sound for me. Sounded great here on my end, Bert. That's the lens. Alex Andre says he's got no sound at all. You're going to turn up your volume or something. Hello, everyone. Sounds great.
Dumb bitch.
So, I ran about 5 tests today, none of which you were supposed to be able to see.
Uh-oh.
And according to the...
Did I finally get through to you of how to do a private fucking set, an unlisted video, you dumb fuck?
settings that I used on Rumble, it was supposed to be private. So I ran about 5 different tests. And then when I came to log on to go live with you guys, it says there have been 4 or 5 views on each one of those tests. I was supposed to be the only one seeing them. So I deleted them. So they may have made it out there into the world because we have people that come over here and they copy everything I do and report
You understand every time you go and watch it, it counts as a view, right?
it back to their fearless leader.
Fucking idiot.
It spread like one of my very, very good friends in this room who can
BF McDowell, best friend. That's what BF stands for.
himself. This weekend, more than one report, and I appreciate it, by the way.
Oh yeah, BF. He's playing the long game, bro.
All you folks that watch the show, I appreciate that you reached out to me and said, listen, what we're hearing here is not good about
You got to buy Bert's trust. We're about to get BF a mod.
a certain person. Well, I can tell you that this particular individual that you guys reported to me, I trust completely.
You should. Trust me.
And the rumor is it's a flat lie. And if he wants to identify himself in the chat room, and I will then talk more about it. But thank you for reporting to me the
BF McDowell. See, what we do is we tell Bert that BF McDowell's our guy when really we're working through Snazzy Granny.
crapola.
Don't tell him that.
And I don't give that group enough time on the show to enjoy the attention they get. So, but I do appreciate you guys.
I enjoyed it either way.
I can tell you that
Short and sweet.
this person is beyond reproach, in my opinion. And if that person wants to,
Why? Because that person is very wealthy and they've sent you a few $1,000s. Get the fuck out of here, Bert.
acknowledge it in the room, that's fine. Otherwise I'll just leave it. But here's the deal. I waited until today when I could get on with tech support for Blackmagic Design, which is the people who build the XM and extreme ISO that I use.
Could you imagine? So Blackmagic is like they make like bleeding edge stuff. Like their audio equipment is probably used in like Hollywood blockbusters and shit, okay? Like they're could you imagine a guy that streams to 6 people in his chat calling in and be like, you guys got to get me back on the air.
And all I wanted them to do was give me some input on a couple of different variations of what could be happening. This guy had no interest whatsoever in helping.
I think it's an Australian company. Yeah, because you're nobody, dude. You're nobody.
Do was give me some input on a couple of different variations of what could be happening. This guy had no interest whatsoever in helping me. After 3 years of me using the product, and I told him, I said, you have just turned me against this product by your terrible, terrible customer service.
You're nobody to them, Bert. You didn't even buy the product of theirs that you're using. Somebody bought it for you. Why are they concerned about keeping you happy? What's going to be your next big purchase?
And when I'm done here, I'm going to write a long email to them about just how bad this guy was, Mr. Lopez.
He's going to send an email to him. I want to speak to your manager.
Your boss is going to hear from me. He was not helpful. In fact, he was insulting. Read the manual, dude. Basically, I said, well, tech support's job is to get on the phone with somebody who's having trouble. Well, here's Brent McDowell. See, now he has spoken up, so now I'll read for the rest of you what he just said.
BF McDowell.
I have never commented on cold beer confessions. It's actually confessional, but okay. They used my name, and I don't know why. Because they're just trying to start trouble. They're trying to get under my skin, which, as you guys saw, it didn't bother me. I told you, those of you that reached out to me, I told you I have absolutely no concern whatsoever about Brent.
Of course you don't, as you shouldn't. For now.
I will just tell you right now, you picked the wrong person to accuse of being a spy.
That's why it's so brilliant, Bert.
On another show, they said, "Oh, he's a deep spy for us. He's playing the long game." Well, if he is playing the long game, the haters would do the same thing because this dude donates more than once a month in the neighborhood of around $50. And I have told.
I think he told me he's given like $1,400. That's what he said.
You guys in the past.
Think about let's talk about this, Bert. Think about the lady who donated $100,000 to you. She's still one of your close confidants, or no?
Brent is very responsible, and in a large part responsible for how I chose to handle my cancer. He convinced me not to do the radiation. I was going to do it. Now I'm coming out.
We know who he is, you fucking retard.
If that's true.
Audio's cutting out.
I did a test today that went.
Get him on the horn right now.
Minutes. Cutting out now. Sound just went out.
Bert doesn't realize, like, even when I put a video on Rumble, I'm assuming they have bots that watch content to like classify it and shit, and those are counting as views. Because I put videos on Rumble that I never watched and I never intended anybody else to watch. They're unlisted private links, and I never even watched it. And it'll still get like 3 views, 4 views, randomly.
I swear to God, I think it's Rumble. I think Rumble has decided to do something to me.
Rumble, dude, it's those crazy leftist lunatics over at Rumble.
Sound is good overall. This is Robert. No, this is PF McDowell. The long game. How stupid these folks need to get.
Wait till the lands figure out who they've been talking to.
The only reason I'm calling out is I'm defending it. It was perfect, and then it suddenly got choppy. But now it sounds all right. Well,
wait till Bert figures out that tech support isn't tech support.
I don't know what it is. Maybe there was a lunar flare. I don't know. Good sound right now. Okay, came back. All right, thank y'all for letting me know that it came back because I didn't want to have to get off this. Grant McDowell reached out to me before I was ever doing a podcast. Sometimes there is internet problems. I couldn't know what that one was. It could have been that we just had one of those moments where.
Why is it still doing it?
Sounds good. All right. As I recall, back in 2000, when I was going through all of the testing and getting MRIs and sticking me with needles. I'm not sure what you mean by that, Christine. She says, okay, now good. It's good again, only for you, Bert. I'm not sure, but thank you anyway. They were sticking me with needles.
Oh, Christine? Christine? Yeah, she's one of your big fans, Bert.
And I was just on Facebook telling people what was going on as I recall. A long time, for 5 years. I remember.
Audio's cutting out. It's bullshit. Rumble's doing it.
Look at this. The radiation and the chemo kills more people than it helps. And I need you to really, really, really consider not doing that. I had all my family and all my friends telling me the exact opposite, including my. And I went in and I saw what do they call them? Oncologists? Is that what they are?
Gynecologist.
Christine says it seems to always have to.
OBGYN is what you're thinking about, Bert.
There's a technical issue ever since I moved over here, and I just can't figure out what it is. So, I guess I'm behind the.
If it's Rumble, Bert, why aren't they doing it during your secret, super private test streams? You said they all went great. Are you streaming to a different Rumble at that time?
You know, to buy another computer and see if that fixes it. I just no. But I'll take this right now. The tech support people at Blackmagic Design kiss my ass. At least that one tech guy can.
He can't even say "kiss my ass" because the audio cut out. It's almost like Blackmagic's doing it to him on purpose.
The tech support people at Blackmagic Design kiss my ass.
Can what?
I'm gonna give him a chance to fix it. But I don't know. The computer. The thing is, the same computer worked fine for a year at the other place. We moved over here to a different internet service, and it hasn't been right since. And all of my settings say it's perfect. And when I did these tests today, that I'm sure somebody recorded, because according to when I logged back on, they were supposed to say that those tests were private, but they didn't tell us. It just happened before too. So I don't know. But anyway, I know Grant.
I can't even hear what he's complaining about.
Way before I started the podcast. So you picked the wrong person to accuse being your spy.
You picked the wrong person to put your trust in.
That's what I'm saying. And what was it Rush Limbaugh called everybody that does that stuff? The nasty Nabom of negativity? I think that's what he called them, if I remember correctly.
We heard half of that.
Alexandra seems to always have issues with hers, and she said it's in and out. I saw the text uploaded, but it was only the intro music, not any actual video of it. Christine, test. You have your modem facing towards the tower. Thanks. Yeah, listen. I'm paying for some heavy duty, and there's a
super heavy duty internet. Let's run an internet speed test. Let's see what we got, chat. Only 583 up. I'm sorry, 583 down. 833. 583 download, 833 upload. Is it that heavy duty, Bert?
3 hours. They install. I put them here in this leading point. There's a big antenna on the roof.
Hashtag we're all BF McDowell. That's right.
But I appreciate it. I understand you guys just. And if I seem,
he is. He's threatening Black Magic Design, the digital cinema technology company. All 6 of his chatters are coming for you, Mr. Lopez, if that is your real name.
I don't mean to be. It's just that it inflamed it. 5 tests and they all came out right. And I went quite a long time, 10, 15 minutes in with some of them. And I didn't really think I was going to go live today after talking to that's probably something. I'll start using stuff around here, and then that's going to be the end of it. It's unbelievable.
Bert's surrounded by so many fucking What should I? Spies, watchers. They're leaving in bunches. Bert's surrounded by so many. He could just put on a blindfold and point to the chat and find one.
I don't know. Well, I will tell you guys this. I need your support. I need your help. I need donations. It's the only way we'll fix this. I'm going to have to pay somebody to come here. I'm going to have to, they're going to advise me to probably get a different computer.
Only money will fix it. Only money. The only thing that'll work is money, says Scooter Hone. Decent processing power, clean signal chain, and elderly people money. It's Podcast Audio 101.
That's not going to be without help of my audience. And if that doesn't work, then I'm going to have to try to switch to a different channel. But they're not going to let me do what I do here. They're not going to play these clips.
Bert still hasn't paid rent.
They're going to hit me with all kinds of, whatever you call it, warnings, whatever.
Just in case you're wondering.
One Oscar said the sound is like it's sorting out. Maybe you need a new mic. Guys,
Try this strange 10-second sugar hack to reverse high blood sugar practically overnight.
He's going to yell at them because they're.
Please.
It's a $400 mic.
okay, I love you.
It's Joe Rogan's mic.
It's not the microphone. I would hear it my headphones right now because I don't hear anything that you guys.
We can't even hear you explaining it. Why is it not the microphone?
Maybe you need a new mic. Guys, please stop saying it's the mic. Okay, I love you. It's not the microphone. I would hear it my headphones right now because I don't hear anything that you guys are hearing right now. It means that nothing sitting here in front of me is the problem. See if you can find a computer on Facebook Marketplace. With what? I don't have it. I haven't even paid my rent this month.
Oh, no. It's the 6th. You haven't even made your first month's rent payment?
That, and now I got to buy a computer. I'm accepting donations. Anybody who wants to help me go buy a new computer. That's all I can tell you. And I really don't want to buy something new. Somebody else's problem off the market.
Bert thinks he's safe because he's got a lease.
I went down that road before, too. Somebody that used to work on my behalf sent me a computer to use and then put a damn virus in it. A virus that was set to go off and unless they turned it off, which was a way for them to screw me over. I had to replace it.
Are you lit? I know it's hard to hear, but he's claiming that someone that was helping him out sent him a computer that had a preloaded virus in it that was set to go off unless he did what they wanted. Bert's got viewers that have 0-day exploits they're burning for Bert to make the show they want.
That's how I knew it was set to go off and unless they turned it off, which was a way for them to screw me over. I had to replace. That's how I knew computers last year. I know, Christine. I'm said I'm talking about buying one if.
I've been emailing Bert a new virus every day for the last 2 years.
I can raise the funds to buy it.
Bert, there are websites where you can go download more RAM if you need more RAM.
I'm not going to go buy somebody else's problems. That's where all this started back in the day. Was having somebody send me a computer. This is going to be a broadcast. Turn that bitch crap. Caused me more trouble.
So what he's saying is he didn't know how to work the computer.
You're right. I appreciate the advice, Christine. You can only do that if you have a credit card.
I can almost guarantee you he's talking about the woman who passed away that he's talked shit about all the time. That bought half of his fucking equipment, that finally woke up that he's a fucking scammer.
I do not own a credit card. You can't do buy now, pay later unless you put it on a credit card and set up for electronic payments. But thank you for the advice.
You can do buy now, pay later without a credit card, but Bert knows everything.
I need to find out from the audience if the audio is decent enough for me to even continue.
Lots of companies, especially around electronics, do financing if you have enough credit. You don't have a credit card.
So I've got clips and all that other stuff that I was going to play for you guys. And they spent the day painting the house. They're painting the entire complex, and the crews are moving from building to building.
God damn, it's bad.
The 2 or 3 days between Christmas and New Year's, they started the preparation for the outside of the building. Okay, Christine, you can do it with a debit card. If there's money on the debit card, you want me to hold up my phone and show you how much money is on my debit card right now? It's less than $20. I don't have the money to buy it unless somebody decides.
Less than $20, and he hasn't paid rent yet.
They want to get involved and help me get this podcast back to a positive place. And then I sat here and I have to explain it over and over and over to you guys, and it just gives the haters more ammunition. I'm at the point where I'm ready to shut it all down and just be done with it because of the cutting in and out thing.
I would. That's a special microphone virus I emailed to you.
give it a minute and see if it gets better.
Time will fix it. Everybody knows when you have a production issue, if you just wait a while, it just goes away. Sweetwater does do financing. You're right. Especially if you have $20 in your account.
Let's give it a minute and see if it gets better. What the hell?
Everybody wonders what he does all day. He claims he goes and watches every Fox News, every Alex Jones. He claims that he does all this fucking background but I do the same thing and fucking work a full-time job and get all kinds of fucking shit done. All Bert does is open a bunch of tabs with timestamps and then waits until fucking 10 p.m. or whatever to go live.
That didn't make any sense. There's not $20 in my account. There's nothing in there. Anyway,
$0 in his account and hasn't paid rent.
Hey, Christine, do me a favor. If you want to give me advice about the computers, message me on Messenger after the show. All right? If you think I can't switch the computers. Can't. There's a reason for that. I'm not going to
Christine, back off. He's catching on. Chill out.
get into it here. I appreciate it, but just stop giving me advice, y'all. Just stop it. I love y'all, but just stop it. I've thought of all of it. And I've been on the phone with everybody.
So now he's at the point he doesn't even want advice. He doesn't want help. He doesn't want anybody to try to work with him, to try to figure it out. He just wants your money.
Thank you so much for the donation, sir. I appreciate that. We're working with such a small budget, that I can't even order the new cables that I need to replace these that might improve this.
Or pay your rent. Maybe we should start there with paying the rent part.
And they're only $10 a piece.
I wonder what Polymarket has on Bert getting evicted before the summer.
And I can't even order them. The computers have to stay in the configuration they are, based on the fact that it's just, I'll tell you in a private message, if you want to call me, I understand, Christine, you're trying to help. I'm trying to do a show here in front of 100, 200 people. And for you and I to do a private conversation, here's with everybody in the room, you know, I got to consider the rest of the audience.
You could just read her messages and keep it to yourself. Like, you don't have to what the fuck are you? You're in charge of this, right, Bert?
Look at the other podcasters don't talk to chat. No. I know everybody's here chatting and you think you're the only person there. I love you and I'm not trying to be mean to you. I'm asking you, stop, contact me privately and we'll talk for an hour. I promise you. Reach out to me through Messenger, I'll give you my phone number.
I'll give you his phone number. Email me.
Oh, man. So I tell you, they spent the day with these compressors underneath the windows painting this building. They started at 7 this morning and they finished at dark. That was going berserk because the ladders on the house and they're moving them and they were on my patio. My patio's on the second floor. They took an elevator, they took a ladder and climbed on my patio. And I had a bunch of music stands, car stands, stuff like that out there on the patio. Because I have no room in the house for that stuff. And I hear them on my patio. It's like 7:30, 8 o'clock this morning. They're on my patio. I check this out. I get out, I open the window, and they've already taken over the entire window. And they're getting ready to try to paint around all of my speaker stands and keyboard stands, monitor stands. I tried to open the door. I said, "What's going on? Doing this?" And he goes, "No." He starts handing me these pieces of my stuff. And just handing them to me one at a time. I kept saying, "What's going on, guys? How long is this going to take?" No delays. I brought it in the house. And I tried to lay back down. I was doing that. And they're out there.
They're painting your building. What did you expect them to do?
And there's 15 of them out there, and they're not one of them speaking English, and they're all laughing and shouting at 7:30 in the morning. I'm thinking to myself, why doesn't the...
Well, most people that have a job would be awake. It's a goddamn Monday morning.
And they're all laughing and shouting at 7:30 in the morning. I'm thinking to myself, why doesn't the...
You should have asked one of them in Spanish how to fix your audio.
There's no hotel language. These are condos. They're privately owned. But there is a organization that is just like a neighborhood watch people, whatever. They're out there telling them, hey, te la boca. It was my frustrating day.
Thank God.
Decided he's not going to run for re-election. You think? I put on Facebook that I think that Maduro is going to get Hillaried before we get any information out of him. And today, he pled not guilty. I'm not guilty and I'm still the president. And the left is just falling down in front of the bullets for him. So let me get this straight. When a legitimately elected American president has his presidency stolen from him, the left calls him an election denier.
Well, that didn't happen, so. Done.
They call him an election denier. But Maduro takes over a country that did have a legitimate election, and with his thugs and all of his cartel people, he just won himself president.
Yeah, I don't believe Maduro won the last election.
Became a dictator. And when we go take him out, the left goes,
But does that mean that we go and fucking pick everybody up that we disagree with? Like, what the fuck?
he's still the president. We support him. So he can say he's still the president of Venezuela, but Trump can't say he's still the president of the United States. You see the dichotomy here? You see the
Trump on Air Force One today was with Lindsey Graham and autographed a hat that said, "Make Iran great again." If that isn't a slap in the face to the MAGA people, the no new wars and we're done interfering and we don't do regime changes and blah, 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 blah. I don't know what the fuck it said, "Make Iran great again." And he signed the hat. And Lindsey Graham was telling people, "You better look out. We're coming for you next."
ridiculousness of this. You see the sadness of how bad our country has become. That we are so divided that the other side picks whatever argument comes down on the opposite side of our argument. If we say, if all the Republicans said the world is round, all the Democrats would say it's flat.
Yeah, that's true.
The Republicans say we just took a dictator out that's poisoning our kids and killing our kids with drugs.
But y'all are the dumb motherfuckers who mostly think it's flat. So we're safe for now.
And stealing our elections with these election machines, these voting machines. Oh no, you're an election denier. They get in behind this killer, this drug dealing piece of crap. That shows you how bad the Democrats are. The people that hate me, that come to the haters, they are worshiping the ground that this Maduro guy walks on. They're worshiping.
Ah, yeah, he's a piece of shit. Who's worshiping the ground? He's a horrible fucking dictator. Got it.
Is Donald Trump doing everything I wanted him to do? I voted for him. Not yet. Not yet. I'm not giving up on him. It's got his control. I don't like
There you go.
seeing. Today I watched him on the Air Force One with Lindsey Graham
It's MAGA now saying pedophilia is
standing
based.
next to him. But yeah, all right. Lindsey Graham is a warmonger piece of shit, and he needs to go. Come on, South Carolina, get the program.
It looks like he's about to go. He was on Air Force One with Trump, telling the rest of the world, "You better look out. We're coming for you."
Thank you, Vinny Cat, for the compliment on the set. Shit. Some of the stuff behind me still not working. It's all going to be on the set because I'm going to be using it for other purposes that are related to the show. I don't need them for this broadcast, but I need that computer right there working.
I bet. And this one that just runs a screensaver. I need that one. I need that screensaver. Have you guys seen my pirate ship?
I need that part behind me with the proper images on it, which aren't right now because I don't have the cables to hook it up right. But it doesn't look good. It's set near dark, so I turned on the screensaver. I'm not using it. I took an old computer that isn't designed to be used for anything other than just some data that's on it that I've got to save. And just to put the screensaver on there, and it's so screwed up, it won't even keep the screensaver on. Tell it, don't go to sleep.
He can't even make the computer keep the screensaver on, guys. He's in over his head.
That computer behind me goes to sleep more than my cat does. My cat sleeps half the day. So anyway, our president is between the heart places. He can't please everybody. There was Ricky Nelson had a song. If you can't please everybody, you got to please yourself. Called Garden Party. I used to work in his nightclub. Used to send it to house.
I can't even tell what lies he's giving out.
You can't please everybody, and you can never please a Democrat if you've got an R after your name, unless you turn coat like Marjorie Taylor Greene did.
Ah,
Marjorie Taylor Greene is a very big disappointment to me.
I bet she is, because she's sticking to literally her guns. Like, hey, we don't want to be in other countries. We don't want to do this for Israel. We don't want to do this in Iran. We don't want to do this in Venezuela. You said you're taking care of America first, and we're fucking stopping to police the world anymore. Like, we're not going to do that anymore. But that's not what Trump is doing. Yeah, what a disappointment.
Some things about her I didn't even know.
I don't like Marjorie Taylor Greene at all, but she's not changing her position for Trump.
And if I had known, I probably wouldn't be as fond of her as I have been for the last 4 years or so. I found out that she behaves just like every other woman that I know. Cheating on her husband, lying. That's a Georgia way. My wife did. Breaking up other people's families. She did all that while she was waving the flag. And, oh, sorry, young lady, you lost me as a supporter.
Yeah, you can't fuck people while you're a patriot, guys. Don't you, idiots?
I wouldn't vote for you for dog catcher now. Is the sound getting?
I will say this. I don't necessarily believe we should have just went out and snatched up Maduro, left the rest of the regime in place, but took him. I honestly think it was more of like a Trump, like, I'm strong man, you can't dance on TV, blah, blah, blah kind of deal. But the operation that did it was pretty fucking amazing. I think I got a video about it.
American forces conducted strikes against multiple targets inside.
You can't deny the operation was pretty fucking ballsy and a good look for U.S. military strength.
Venezuela, enabling the capture of Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro and his wife in a moonlit operation conducted by some of America's most elite special operations units. Now, this military operation is obviously controversial, and I'm sure we'll talk more about its geopolitical implications and ramifications in the future. But for now, let's keep our focus on the operation last night. Footage posted online from people inside Venezuela clearly show American single and dual-prop helicopters flying over Caracas, the Venezuelan capital. Now, these helicopters are all but certainly MH-47 Chinooks and MH-60 Black Hawk gunships operated by the U.S. Army's
I hope it's the new badass Black Hawks, the ones that they used on the Osama bin Laden raid.
elite 160th SOAR, also known as the Night Stalkers. Now, these are the same elite aviators who flew the helicopters during the 2011 Osama bin Laden raid and just about every other high-threat special operations mission you can imagine. According to reports, Maduro's capture was...
Your base left. You're begging cash because you're Nazi fuck who supports a rapist and a felon. That's about it. Human garbage. Have a short shelf life. You're expired, brah.
Led by members of Delta, which is a commonly used name for one of, if not the, most elite and secretive special operations unit in American service. Delta recruits from across all branches, but the vast majority of its operators hail from the special operations community, with Green Berets, Army Rangers, and even special operators from other branches often competing for an opportunity to join Delta's ranks. It wouldn't be terribly inaccurate to compare Delta's elite skill sets, funding levels, and classified operations to those of SEAL Team 6, maybe the biggest difference being that members of Delta are unlikely to write a book about their missions after they're over. Based on the number of helicopters
Yes, they are a lot less likely to go to the media.
That we can see in some...
And that's kind of a standard that they carry.
With as many as 9 visible at times, I would not be shocked if we all...
Or start a fucking podcast.
Here, Army Rangers were involved to provide direct fire support to Delta. According to statements from President Trump, some troops were hit, but the U.S. incurred no losses. Now, flying these...
A helicopter was hit. And I was also corrected. A guy texted me last night after the show was over and said that the fake Maduro compound that I said was in North Carolina is actually in Kentucky.
Helicopters at low altitude through Caracas was an incredibly dangerous thing to do, or at least it should have been. Venezuela operates at least 21 modernized Russian-sourced Su-30 flanker fighter jets, armed with, among other weapons, R-77 radar-guided air-to-air missiles with a maximum range.
I'm sure Jeff B. came in and said, I heard from the number 3 guy, know the number 4 guy, know the number 3 guy at the FBI, and he told me all about it.
50 miles and several shorter-ranged air-to-air weapons to choose from.
Jeff B. was the only living U.S. citizen that was outside the administration but knew about this beforehand. Couldn't tell Congress, had to notify Jeff B. Thank God his mom answered the phone and was able to go get him off the bunk.
Venezuela also has a handful of operational F-16s remaining, but at this point, they really represent little more than a token capability. Now, we know airfields were among the first targets struck last night, likely to take out both aircraft and runways to prevent combat air patrols from getting airborne. We also know that F-22s were in the area, just in case any did make it off the ground. And just as importantly, Venezuela also operates Russian-sourced air defense systems, including what may be 2 or more.
I saw a picture of the little stealth drone. So I guess the stealth drone's been on site in over Venezuela for months, backing up those CIA agents that have been there since August.
Modernized S-300 systems, S-300 VMs, older but heavily upgraded systems like the S-125, which was actually the same system used to shoot down an F-117 back in 1999, and highly mobile, more modern systems like the Buk M2 that's proven...
This does say a lot about Russian air defense.
Pretty darn effective against Ukrainian fighters in Europe. And while these targets can to some extent be mitigated by advanced airstrikes, threats posed by Venezuela's literally hundreds of Zu-23 anti-aircraft guns and thousands of man-pads...
So the problem that Venezuela had, first of all, they weren't going to win any type of war, right? If we just start slugging it out, obviously we took like an NFL team to play like a mentally challenged kindergarten, right? Like a daycare center. But we had people on the inside, close to Maduro, that were feeding our CIA agents information.
Shoulder-fired infrared-guided missiles all should have made this operation an incredible...
Money is the problem Venezuela has, right? You could buy probably any of their generals pretty easily.
Incredible challenge for military planners. And it would seem it was a challenge that they were up to, because in just a matter of 3 hours or so, the strikes were over and the Venezuelan president was in American custody. Now, it seems very likely then that this operation began with suppression and destruction of enemy air defense operations, potentially carried out by ship-launched cruise missiles like the Tomahawk for fixed placements and F-35s carrying anti-radiation or radar-hunting weapons like the AGM-88 HARM, which homes in on the radar waves being broadcast by air defense systems. And I would not be at all surprised to learn learned that electronic warfare-specific EA-18G Growlers were
That's right.
using electronic warfare to stymie that Venezuelan response. Maduro
Jamming.
and his wife are now reportedly on board the USS Iwo Jima amphibious assault ship and will eventually face charges for drug trafficking in New York courts.
All right, this one's even better, though. This is the one I wanted. The CIA spies of Venezuela that enabled Maduro's capture.
Operatives was operating inside Venezuela since last August, collecting...
They also have Chinese air defense systems. I think it's much more heavily Russian air defense systems, or they have Chinese ones as well.
Intel that made this weekend's capture of the nation's illegitimate leader, Nicolas Maduro, possible. Now, early Saturday morning, special operators from the highly secretive Delta Force, accompanied by members of the FBI's elite HRT, or Hostage Rescue Team, stormed the hardened compound of Venezuelan dictator Nicolas Maduro, taking him and his wife into custody to face trial on narco-terrorism charges in the U.S. And while there is...
Here's what is weird. I'll give you this. If you're like a conspiracy theorist and you want something to like dig your claws into, Maduro was snatched up between the breach, like when they breached the door and grabbing him, was like 5 fucking minutes. On the way out, they encountered small arms fire and blah, blah, blah. That's where soldiers got injured. That's where one of the helicopters got hit but didn't go down, right? Probably small arms fire. Somebody with a fucking AK or something. Why did Maduro have 4 outfit changes after being captured? After being captured, he's in 4 different outfits at different pictures we get of him.
Is plenty of room to debate the legality of this mission or the future plans for Venezuela. One thing that nobody can deny is that this operation served as a pretty downright terrifying demonstration of American military capabilities when they're let off their leash. Some 150 aircraft operating out of 20 different bases and Navy vessels all across the Western Hemisphere coalesced in the airspace over Caracas early Saturday morning in a symphony of coordinated firepower, laying waste to Russian-sourced air defense systems, neutering Venezuela's ability to scramble fighters, and allowing special operations MH-47 Chinooks and MH-60 Blackhawks to enter the nation's capital, just chock full of the scariest covert operators, Uncle Sam.
This is why you got to have... Money's enticing to a lot of people. This is why you do credit checks to get background checks, right? You get credit checks. They make sure you don't owe anybody any insane amount of money, or you don't have too much pressure on you to pay the bills, or you're not living outside of your means. But patriotism's a tool as well. Like, I'm not saying all patriotism's bad, but you need an amount of instilled patriotism to where, because money's a motivator for most people, where if someone comes and tells you, like, hey, I'll give you this life-changing money, you still feel this inherent need to be like, I love my country kind of deal. I would never do that.
Has to offer. In just under 2 hours, the U.S. military combined cyber, air, and surface attacks to enter the capital of a foreign nation more than 1,000 miles from its own shores, capture that nation's sitting, if unrecognized, leader, and depart without suffering a single American loss. There's really no...
Here's a question for you, chat. Do you think, while we're on the topic of, like, this patriotism, instilled patriotism, do you think it's time that we do away with or stop doing the Pledge of Allegiance? You think it doesn't bother anybody? It's fine. It's something we've always done, right? Why take it away now? Or do you think it's kind of weird that we pledge allegiance to the flag?
No other way to
all school kids every day get up and put their hand over their heart and pledge allegiance to a flag?
That other than scary. And while this operation was a demonstration of incredible military prowess, it was made possible by a small group of CIA officers who were smuggled into the country almost 5 months ago. Now, espionage on foreign soil is usually carried out by CIA officers who are attached to the U.S. State Department so they could...
But, so typically, we always put in... So these guys got smuggled in some weird way, okay? Most places still do it all the way through high school. Even high school does it. But anyways... Typically, we would put CIA agents in through the State Department, and they would work out of our embassy. They would pretend to have an embassy-like job, or maybe even like someone else's bodyguard, but they're CIA agents. We've closed. We're done. We don't have a State Department in Venezuela. So how were they inserted? Were they illegal immigrants? How were they put in the country? What was their cover? That would be something I would love to fucking know. What was their cover story? How were they inserted? Did they come as a group? Were they put in one at a time? Did they pay fucking smugglers to get them in? And then what was their job, right? What was their cover when they were there? Because they definitely didn't work at the U.S. Embassy. Our embassy's closed in Venezuela. Has been for a while. So they weren't at the embassy, which is how we almost always put spies in. Kind of weird. I'd like to know for sure.
Work out of American embassies. This gives them secure working facilities and diplomatic cover from which they can develop their assets. But for the covert team in Caracas, that was not
the only people, when me growing up, a small town, rural America, the only people that didn't do the pledge were the Jehovah's Witnesses.
Option. The U.S. State Department shuttered its facilities in Venezuela back in 2019 after Maduro's first stolen election.
See, it's been close since 2019. I didn't know it was that long, but it's been close since 2019. Our embassy. So they didn't come through there.
To the New York Times, this covert team did have overhead support in the form of stealth ISR, or intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance.
This is that drone I'm talking about. This is our stealth ISR drone from Northrop, I think. I can't remember. I can't remember the nomenclature either. But this operates autonomously, super high, right? Altitude. And we can get battlefield data down to the ground like our CIA agents.
Aircraft operating high in Venezuelan airspace, and based on images of Lockheed Martin's RQ-170 stealth drone seemingly returning after Saturday morning's...
Oh, it's Lockheed.
Well, it seems pretty likely that they were the drones employed. The CIA team also reportedly had a source on the inside of Maduro's circle, which, combined with those drones, allowed the team to map out...
Yeah, it's a drone. It's about as big as a pickup truck.
Maduro and his security detachment's daily routines as he rotated between 6 and 8 secure residences for security reasons. The intel they collected not only enabled the suppression of Venezuela's air defenses when the mission...
What did he call it? Hold on.
...into the country, almost diplomatic cover from which facilities in the New York Times, the ISR, or intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance aircraft operating high in Venezuelan airspace, and based on images of Lockheed Martin's RQ-170 stealth drone...
RQ-170. I can never remember the nomenclature for it. The Sentinel. That's what it's called. Yeah, I knew that. And we got pictures of it basically flying in and out over Florida. So we knew where it was at. It's 14 foot long, 6 foot high, and about a 30-foot wingspan.
Seemingly returning after Saturday morning's operation, well, it seems pretty likely that they were the drones employed. The CIA team also reportedly had a source on the inside of Maduro's circle, which, combined with those drones, allowed the team to map out Maduro and his security detachment's daily routines as he rotated between 6 and 8 secure residences for security reasons. The intel they collected not only enabled the suppression of Venezuela's air defenses when the mission began, and probably had a part in the cyber attack that blacked out portions of Caracas, but it also allowed the Joint Special Operations Command, or JSOC, to build an exact replica of Maduro's primary compound in the woods of Kentucky for...
Oh, he said Kentucky too. That's what I heard. Kentucky.
Rehearse the extraction.
I said North Carolina last night. I got called out on it.
And that evidently paid off. According to reports, Maduro attempted to flee to a hardened safe room immediately upon Delta and HRT breaching the compound doors. And it took less than 3 minutes for the American operators to take down the entire security detachment inside and reach Maduro just as he was trying to seal the door to that safe room. It took less than 5 minutes to go from the moment of breach to the radio call saying that they'd secured Maduro. But the fighting wasn't over yet. According to U.S. officials, American forces still had to fight their way back out. And yet, remarkably, not a single American life was lost. Which ultimately just goes to show how important effective military planning built off of good quality intel really can be. A group of...
So whether you agree with it or not, whether you think we should have intervened or not, the military action was fucking on point, dude. You don't get much smoother than that. I mean, even though we did take some injuries, we did take some small arms fire, no lost equipment, no deaths.
Any better?
On the U.S. side, I think there were like 40 or 60, somewhere around there, reported deaths on the Venezuelan side.
I was hoping maybe it would improve itself as the evening wore on.
Nope.
I've got a bunch of clips for you. I hope that they're going to play.
Oh, God. Are we going to play Alex Jones with a fucked up audio?
I mean, I deleted them. It's not the way I like to present myself in public, so I wasn't trying to be on the air. It's not the way I like to present myself.
After I learned this simple trick using the nougat.
What's he saying?
A recipe said to be 11.
It's not the way he likes to present himself. Oh, he deleted the videos because he was wearing a tank top and hadn't shaved.
It's not the way I like to present myself in public, so I wasn't.
If you were my girl, I'd pay for you to get a Brazilian there, Bert.
On the air. Have you noticed that I said in my Facebook post I'm going to be on the air around 9 o'clock Eastern? That's the way it's going to be now. I'm going to get it when I get here. Linus, there's
We can't even hear his fucking audio, dude.
on that.
Like there's two, so for a video podcast or if it was just a podcast, there's only one requirement, audio. For a video podcast, there's only two requirements, video and audio. Jesus fucking Christ.
She's being pretty supportive of Trump, but in the past she has not. And as a result of that, I have pretty much just given up on the woman. She's, I think she's being vindictive because he wouldn't support her to run for Senate. But the inside polling said she would lose if she tried to represent it. He said, I need to stay where you are. Continue to help me in Congress. She didn't want to do it. So.
No, she's one of several Republicans he's thrown under the bus because they pushed too hard for the Epstein files. You know this. We all know that. You can't deny that, right? That's the falling out. You push for the Epstein files. You don't fall in line and do exactly what Trump says. Then he puts you on the outside.
I don't like quitters. I don't like people who quit. And she quit. And one of my regulars here tell me.
You don't like quitters? You couldn't foresee yourself being a quitter? Well, then get a job.
I'm not sure which one it is. I'm looking to see if I saved it aside, but it is being reported right now around the presidential palace in Venezuela. They have become power in the country. Something appears to be going down. So,
I have no idea what he's saying.
And it's possible that Trump didn't go in there to bring him here to prosecute him. That this was a ruse to get him out of there because Cuba was going to kill him. General Flynn is saying that. General Flynn is saying that. And so is this fellow.
She's not down in politics either. She'll find her people and she'll run for something else. I guarantee it. Maybe even at the state level.
I've seen him before. See if I can get this to play.
By the way, you guys remember that DC Intel guy? He's in jail now, in case you're wondering. He's in jail, but that was the guy that Brad brought up and said, he showed me his badge, he showed me his vest, he's a real guy, he's got all the inside details, and he was spinning this whole narrative that Trump was still president, Q-tard, blah, 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 and that was Brad's source, okay? DC Intel had some people that hate Bert, so for some reason he got onto hating Bert. He had some people that hate Bert convinced that he worked for the U.S. Marshals and he was hacking Bert's internet to shut down Bert's show. So when Bert would be like, oh, the show's not working or the audio's not doing right or whatever, DC Intel was telling these people, that's me at the U.S. Marshals office. I'm shutting him down right now. And then had that same person say, oh, I like that cold beer guy. He calls out Bert. I'd like to talk to him. Tell him to get in contact with me. A grifter on the verge of going to jail, and he reaches out to me. The fuck out of here. Almost as dumb as when Phil did that 5-hour interview with me.
The socialism couldn't live with the idea of Nicolas Maduro fleeing, so they needed him to die as a martyr. Look, Salvador Allende, who died, he died, shot himself. His Cuban bodyguards at the end.
We know this isn't true. Turkey offered him a place to go to. Trump even talked to Maduro about the Turkey offer.
He said he died fighting for the revolution. And that's what they were going to do with Nicolas Maduro. So this may have been a rescue mission. He could well have already negotiated. I'm going to give you everything. He just seems he seems very happy.
Oh my God, this audio is even worse than Bert's.
He's going to have to spend maybe the rest of his life, maybe less, at a place in camp, like in Allentown, Pennsylvania, living out like in a house. But he's going to get a Boulder game. I'll tell you what I know and what I know.
All right, guys, I got $1 million idea. Okay. Should I say it live on air? Is somebody going to steal it? I've had a bunch of probably $1 million ideas. They always get stolen, or I don't patent them, or I don't get them quick enough. I've got one right now that's burning me up inside. I just want to see if it's possible.
But I know what I've told is to tell people about dynamite and
I better not say it. Bert will take it, and then he'll get his Social Security, and then we'll all be fucked.
But another Israel, we need you to do they say that if he throws people at the top of it,
that this was a rescue. And so what I have stated is that I feel like if it is a rescue and he's here to just mark everybody, that he's going to get Epstein, or as I refer to it, Hillary.
I think Alex Jones he repeats enough conspiracies that goddamn eventually one of them's going to be right? And then he addresses it in such an aggressive way, no one wants to come out and dispute him and fight with him. If I said that every politician I ever didn't like because they were part of the different party, if I said that every politician ever had like pedophilia or sexual impropriety or whatever, right? Eventually, one of them's going to be there. If I said that every Republican politician was fucking young girls, eventually I'm going to get a Matt Gaetz. You know what I mean?
He's going to get Hillary. And that's what I believe we should be concerned with. He was in a courtroom today, and he said, I didn't do it, I'm not guilty, and I'm still president. I know.
Yeah, we've covered the Shaheed before.
Reasons why Trump did what he did. Dominion and others are there in Venezuela. That's where all that started. It's possible that Trump got all the evidence he needs to prove that the 2020 election was stolen. And if he does have that, then the arrest for treason is not going to take the kind of time that indicting somebody.
That's the Iranian unmanned, right?
It's not going to take that kind of time. If you've got proof of treason, you just send the military. So I think it's the oilist part of it for sure. There's no doubt about that. But
I also think that MAGA people, lots of top, when we start talking about like food stamps, okay? A pretty basic topic, right? Food stamps. Like some people need them, some people don't. But there's so much intricacy in it, right? About work requirements and drug tests and why drug tests aren't good because every state that implements them, it costs them tons of money and hardly anybody's on drugs. And who even gives a fuck if your parents on drugs? Don't we still have to feed the kids and work? And how much should you work? And when the cutoff should be? And if you, let's say you do get busted doing this, how long you should be cut off from them, and how feeding those help children and help the economy and help grocery stores and help the. But it's so much easier for MAGA to say, there's people scamming it, cut them all off. Then we'll figure out who's like. Trump does that. Trump takes the most complex topics that you could spend your whole life fucking studying and barely be able to talk, and makes it the simplest catchphrase, and his dumb fucking retarded ass followers are like, hell yeah, makes sense to me. Somalis steal daycare money. Got it.
These vending machines and this entire voting situation.
I don't think they're equipped or have the time or the inclination or the attention span to go in how deep of a topic it actually is, and all the intricacies around it, and why it's more complicated than just fraud. Shut it down. We shouldn't be sending money to such and such country to promote this. Are you crazy? I pay taxes.
All came out of Venezuela. There's that. There's the drugs. And there's the fact that he's a dictator and he didn't get elected. So now, if this... A lot of people are saying she's no good either. But she was the one that was elected. Trump says she better behave herself or she's going to go the same way he did. And I have no problem with Trump's foreign policy. He keeps getting it right. I do have a problem with Pam Bondi and the way she's handling the Justice Department big time. I'm starting to not trust her anymore.
Of course. It's always everybody else but Trump. Oh, I love Trump's picks. He picks the best. He picks the greatest. They're going to be I don't trust her. She's part of the deep state. She's turned on him. Marjorie Taylor Greene, she's a quitter. I don't like quitters. She had sex while she was waving the American flag. I don't know if I like that.
The clock is ticking. And somebody needs to make some moves. It has to be done quickly. A lot quicker than we're getting it done right now. I want to thank the person who just sent a donation. I want to remind the rest of you that this show cannot exist. It's the first of the month. I mean, you probably have bills to pay and you just got through Christmas. But if you can make a donation, use Zelle or PayPal tonight. Please. Thank you. Even if it's $10 or $20. Folks, I need to raise enough money. I know I got to pay my rent. I'm working on it. I got to get that done. I'm trying to get a vehicle. Trying to make that happen. I'm trying to do that with a wish and a promise.
All his money is going to his audio, but he also needs to pay rent and buy. He doesn't even own a car, dude.
And I'm trying to get some work outside of the studio.
How long would you hold out? Going from eviction to eviction to eviction. Now you don't have a vehicle, right? You barely scrape enough money to go buy some beer and watch the football game because that's the way you blow it. How long would you stay in this rut before you're just like, fuck it, I got to get a job? I still might do the show. I might do it 5 days a week or 7 days a week or 1 day a week, right? Maybe I come on Saturday evenings and give you the biggest fucking news stories and we spend 4 hours, but I still got to work a fucking job, dude. God damn.
I'm doing all these things at the same time. And I can't fix
even the entire time my podcast has had its ups and downs, and it was making a hell of a lot more money back when, before we made the break from Trump and shit. Like, it made a ton of money. Not only did it pay for itself, it paid other bills, and we had extra money, and I was putting money in savings. I still held a fucking job. I still did odd jobs. I still did a bunch of shit.
these problems. without some funding. So please consider making a donation tonight. We need to hit some big.
By the way, if you want to piss off Bert, don't donate to him. Donate to me. Just quick links. Even shout out to Bert Lynch Truth on Facebook. They share my donation link instead of Bert's all the time. It's funny. Thank you for that.
Your numbers, I appreciate it when I get 1 or 2 donations a night, and I do. But 7 or 8 or 10 donations a night would be something that would help us get to where we need to go.
I appreciate 1 or 2 donations, but I need 10 a night.
We told the Venezuelan military so that we were able. CIA has an arrangement with the Venezuelan military so that we were able to get into Maduro's compound without being fired. I don't know where you heard that, but I didn't hear it that late. I heard it from BNSEC and others. That it was one of the most.
Okay, tell me what he just said. Tell me what Bert just said, chat. I'm going to play it again. I backed up 10 seconds. You tell me what he just said.
Without being fired. I don't know where you heard that, but I didn't hear it that late. I with the Venezuelan military so that we were able to get into Maduro's compound without being fired. I don't know where you heard that, but I didn't hear it that late. I heard it from BNSEC and others. That it was one of the most brilliant moves. I know that it was Donald Trump's head fakes that kept them off guard because they kept sitting there and Maduro kept saying they're not coming. They're not doing anything. They don't have the guts. And Trump waited and waited and waited until exactly the right time.
What was just stated about Maduro's compound? I heard fire. I heard Trump's head fakes.
But he called an audible. I think he said false to me. So it was a success, just like Iran, the Iran thing was a success. And Trump keeps getting it right. So like I said, I'm in trouble with his foreign policy. He has to understand that the natives are getting restless. So let me get back to this with the website, and I'll get back to full screen. Well, there were shots fired. If I said without a shot being fired, what I meant was without an injury or loss of any equipment on our part. No one was injured. It was any plane. All we did was send our troops over there and spend some money on gas, and we got answered. That's what. Make a donation through Zelle or PayPal tonight.
And plenty of our troops were injured.
If you don't have Zelle or PayPal, then you can use the donate button right on the website. It will get here. It's only Monday.
Like, I'm not trying to knock away. It was an amazing operation that we did. Whether you agree with it or not, it's still pretty fucking amazing what we did. But we can't take away from that we did have U.S. injuries. Hopefully no deaths. We haven't got any updates on how bad the injuries are or what they are.
And, I see it. I need help every day. So even if you don't send it that way, I'll get help by Wednesday. And I appreciate it. You can also make a purchase in the store. We're in a new season now. We're in a new first quarter. The mail will come quickly. So you're looking at a week, more than likely, for you to receive whatever you purchase in the store. So go take a look and see if you want a coffee mug, a tumbler, a t-shirt, any of the merchandise from Shadow. All of it's available. And a portion of that money always helps us keep the show on the air. And I appreciate it very much in advance. If you could go tonight and turn winners, Robin in the champion as well.
Oh shit, it's working. Hi, Bert. Thanks, Will, for all the fun. Thank you very much. Thank you. It's finally fucking working. I appreciate it. Thank you for the donation. Thank you for the support. Fuck Bert. That's what we're here for. Thank you very much. That was a donation from BF McDowell. BF McDowell just sent in that donation. Thank you.
And I'm seeing a lot of different takes on what's going to happen next. And I'm going to play you something from Megyn Kelly reacting to the fact that Trump is basically...
We're not going to be able to hear it. It doesn't matter.
Let's check this out. Megyn Kelly with a guest.
This guy took revenge on someone who parked in a handicap spot.
Trump is saying, Cameron, he said this, that he was likely to fall. He was struggling, as Venezuela's been struggling. Cuba's been struggling. He was very dependent on Venezuela. We have that here. This is 11.
Cuba is ready to fall.
Yes.
Look at Lindsey Graham over there, you piece of shit.
Cuba now.
You're saying Lindsey Graham over there and you're a piece of shit. Trump chose to appear with him and let him say these things about, well, Iran, look out, you're next. The whole world knows now that this is what we're going to do.
There's no income. They got all their income.
You can't say this guy's a piece of shit and this guy's fucking perfect. Like, get the fuck out of here. They're posing together for this photo op.
I'm going, yes, is enough for me to know. No, I don't want it. I'm concerned. All of the new ones have been celebrating. It's Christmas in January. And that blows me plus. I've been Lindsey Graham cheering. I'm not.
Yeah, in fact, Marjorie Taylor Greene is now leaving office, and she's split with Trump. I mean, it's that he's done. He's done. As you can see there, he's fully people like Marjorie Taylor Greene.
We can't hear any of this. I don't know what we're supposed to take away from it.
Hoping that Cuba falls, but this could happen. As someone who used to live in Miami, a lot of Cuban friends.
It says the PayPal link's not working.
Miami wants to see Cuba open back up. Travel.
Hold on, I'll check it.
And that hasn't happened since the 50s.
Sorry about that.
I can tell you right now, Cuba, there's only one little area of Cuba that's worth traveling to at this moment. And with the right leadership, Cuba could thrive like all the other Caribbean islands. And it could
something's not right. This page doesn't exist. I'll try to fix it. Sorry. That's 100% my fault.
It's going to happen in our lifetime. Somebody said something about Colombia. Colombia said they're going to take arms against Trump. That will last about an hour. It's a joke. It's a joke. Just like Maduro did. You're not coming from me. You will not come from me. We did. And you didn't make it to your safe room. I think that's the funny part of it is they were trying to get into their safe room when the Marine Corps or when the Army Rangers or whoever that was that got in there. I guess it was
The Marine Corps, the Army Rangers, whoever it was.
they got in there, and
You got it. You're close enough.
It's an ass. Lindsey Graham pissed me off when Trump during January 6th event when he got on and says, "I'm done with that guy. I've had it with that guy. This guy changes uniforms with whoever he thinks is in charge. Puts on the uniform, the next person, the next person, the next person." Lindsey Graham is he's an officer in the military. He was a JAG officer. I guess he was a judge as well. He needs to go. South Carolina, y'all need to get rid of him. Saying it for years. I like him. I trust him. I'm glad I didn't have to serve under him when I was there. I was there almost 50 years ago. So there's so much here going on. I want to tell you about what the Hilton hotel chain has done with the ICE agents. The Hilton hotel chain is home base is in Camwalt's part of the country. And here's what they did. Watch this.
Hilton Hotels just declared war on America, declared war on our very sovereignty, our very existence. If big corporations are allowed ICE agents, it's precedent to do it to all Americans. This is the globalist model that's breaking down right now. But if Hilton doesn't come out publicly and apologize for this, and reverse the policy, and fire the executive that did this, we need to let's land the position. We take their stock. Make sure this American company pays for what they've done. They for more or less, we accept the challenge.
I worked for the Las Vegas Hilton for 4 years. I liked that company then, but I will say that they changed a lot before they sold that. It's now owned by a timeshare company. When they sold that property, because they lost Michael Jackson. A lot of people know that. I was performing there when there was a entertainment venue there called the Star Trek Experience. The Star Trek.
Try this strange 10-second sugar hack.
Oh, God.
Practically overnight. It works so well that thousands of men and women are already using it from the comfort of their own homes. But did you know type 2 diabetes is a completely reversible condition? You may not know this.
Experience was
unwatchable, dude. 100% unwatchable.
During the time that it was operating, but they made an agreement with Michael Jackson for Michael Jackson to take over the showroom, and that's the showroom that Elvis performed in. And Michael said, "I don't want that showroom. I want my own showroom because I want special effects and I want all this other stuff. You can't do that in that older room. It was built back in the 60s." So they said, "Okay." So they evicted the Star Trek Experience and started building a huge place for Michael Jackson. And then we all know what happened to Michael Jackson, and that fell through. They had already blown so much money on that that it was best for Hilton to get out. And I was told by insiders that's why the Hilton sold out. And so now it's Westgate, which is a timeshare company, and part of the hotel is it's a timeshare. One or two of the towers are timeshares, and the other is a hotel casino. I left there right around the time I left there just before Hilton left, and it was because I had a gig that was keeping me so busy I couldn't continue the Hilton gig and that gig at the same time. Truth be told, says the Hilton Hotel.
Thank you. Let me read the full message. That was from Billy. I appreciate it. Really enjoy your show, Will. Thank you. Thank you for the donation. I appreciate that. That'll piss Bart off. Good. I'm glad the donation alert's working. I'm glad you donated through that too, because if you donate through PayPal, it doesn't set off an alert. Usually people do it like secretly, but I like to read the messages. Thank you.
Distance itself from a specific Hampton Inn in Minnesota that canceled the reservations for ICE in January 26th. They said that the independent hotels actions were not in keeping with them. Well, I hope it's true. I hope that's true with their policies.
I'm making a new link right now. I guess that old one may be expired or something.
The way you see it. But thanks for that. Now, let's see where we can go from here. I've got so much for you, and I'm taking it out of context now for a particular reason. And that's because I've had 3 days that I've tried to show together, and I've put together, saved that data for you guys, and all this stuff that I share. And some of it's old news, and it's only 3 days old. Now, remember when Biden was president, you could talk about something you did on Monday, and he hadn't done anything since Monday, and it's Thursday or Friday, and he hadn't done a thing. So on any day of the week, that would still be news. But these days, with Trump in office, every single day there's so much going on. There's almost no point in recording what you had to say to play 3 days ago. I do that all the time. I have all this stuff, and so I've been looking for material that is timeless and subject matter that is timeless. Because sometimes if I can't get to all these stories today, Maduro was pretty much had all the news, and there's no Monday Night Football tonight. Yesterday, my Buccaneers got eliminated, so I'm depressed. The NFL is cheating like hell, and I haven't talked about that at all because I know my audience is older and most of you don't watch football. And I could do an entire sports show on how bad the NFL is right now. They are literally cheating in these games to make sure that the most popular teams make it to the Super Bowl because they want to have the Super Bowl be the end-all, be-all. That it always is anyway, no matter who's in the Super Bowl. My gosh, let them play. They literally helped the Atlanta Falcons win that game yesterday and eliminated the Buccaneers because they didn't want the Buccaneers to come in there and possibly win the game because they don't think they're popular to be in the Super Bowl unless they have a Tom Brady behind center. And I was going to play well enough this year to deserve to be in the playoffs anyway, but I was thrilled once I did at least one more day to possibly make it. And they had the referees play that game straight. That game, they stole a touchdown. Took it away from them. They called things fumbles that weren't fumbles. It was a terrible call.
Okay, the PayPal link's now working, but again, it doesn't send an alert. You can leave a message, and I read them privately, but you can use the PayPal link now.
Rising up economic protests in Iran. That's a waste of time. You showed it to you now. Because that happened, seems like a month ago. It was just 3 days. Just doesn't. So there are other stories.
Thank you for the donations, guys. I appreciate that. I'm going to pour that all into making my audio worse. I'm doing the exact opposite of Bert, okay? I'm only going to watch soccer. I'm not going to get drunk. I'm going to have plenty of sex because he's celibate, and I'm going to make my audio worse.
There are other.
You think Bert is involuntarily celibate, or you think he really made a decision with God?
stories, though. And this is one I picked up off InfoWars yesterday, and it's still fresh enough for me to play it for you. And this has to do with Iran and what Iran is threatening. Israeli lobby is officially calling. I'm sorry, not Iran, Israel. The Israeli lobby is officially calling on to repeal the First Amendment. You can't let people talk badly about the Jews. You have to stop it. This is unbelievable that it's even being considered, but it is.
It's time to limit the First Amendment in order to protect it. And quickly, before it's we need to control and take control of what they're saying.
Imagine that. Israel wants to limit the First Amendment.
First,
Involuntary? I don't know. It seems like.
and it's time to limit the First Amendment in order to protect it. And quickly, before it's
I'm going to tell you something. Elon Musk was quoted as saying that the only thing that's protecting the First Amendment in the United States is the Second Amendment. And he's right. Yeah, it is right.
As soon as the government can disarm the people, they can do anything they want. And we've seen this in one country after another. They take the guns away from people, then they fake like massively lost, like, you know.
We can't hear any video. We can't hear Bert. We can't hear anything.
Both of them.
Shut it down, Bert. It's not worth it.
I have a bunch of other stuff here, but we've been on for an hour and 6 minutes. How are we doing on the audio? Is it better, worse, same?
Bad.
Or that's what I'm asking. Because I see a couple people in the room that are going to be interested in this next story.
The Bert doesn't want to learn to fish. The Bert doesn't want to catch fish. The Bert wants viewers to feed Bert the fish. So Bert equals dolphin. Cue the spooky music. You got it. Nailed it.
Hard to make out what anyone's saying.
Like where you teach a dolphin to push a button with its nose.
That's the only way I'm going to fix it.
A fish falls out.
It's the same screens.
Bert won't even push the button. And if you tell him to push the button, he yells at you for trying to tell him how to do his job.
The audio is with. I'll probably delete this show too.
I would. I'd delete it for that Will Bird guy can cover it.
Erica Kirk is getting weirder and weirder as the days go by. So I want you to see this.
Pizza, that much? Yo, we really got to talk about Cabot Phillips' pizza tattoo. Have you guys seen this? Seriously, I had to double check this to see if it was actually real. Sure enough, this is on his Instagram. He's got pizza tattoo on the inside of his lip. This is from 2019. Are you seriously telling me he never heard of Pizzagate? I think I speak for everyone when I say, what the heck, bro? Seriously? You like pizza that much? Maybe he does. But I have Domino's. Why would you do that? Guys, this guy is a senior editor at Daily Wire. Ben Shapiro's outfit, and now he's speaking for TPUSA. He's fighting like Charlie, which is really interesting considering that he dated her. The told Barry Weiss he was not dating Charlie, and it turns out it's pizza law. Guys, really, what's up with the tattoo?
That's Erica's ex, even though she never had an ex.
I really like pizza that much. Yo, we really got to talk about Cabot.
I mean, there's something really weird about that. There's no doubt.
You guys seen this?
That's very strange. And the more we see about Erica, the more stories she tells. The more the stories keep changing. She keeps changing her story. One of the things that guys know about me, and I've got people that are critical over it, so we're talking about his past again. Well, that's what I do. There's other shows you can watch if you don't like it. But the stories don't change. You can go back and say, I've heard that story before. He tells it the same because I don't lie about it. I just tell the truth about it. Even in the parts that could embarrass me. This is a comedian that has something to say about it, and the way he handled this on stage, I thought was very interesting.
Erica Kirk knew Trump. She actually won Trump's Miss Arizona pageant. Her parents are both in the military and both family. Her dad did Raytheon arms deals with Israel. And Erica Kirk was running an orphanage in Romania where children went missing. And the children were permanently listed and permanently Erica Kirk.
This is a leftist liberal comedian, by the way.
You gotta be in Romania. Entertain America. You really gotta push some boundaries.
I have no idea why he would have a. First of all, those tattoos aren't permanent. I mean, they are permanent. Like if you get it with like a tattoo gun, it doesn't last very long because I guess the way the skin replaces itself on the inside of your lip. So I'm assuming he probably doesn't currently have it, but it could also be in editing. It could have been a fucking fake tattoo. It could have been for marketing. It could have been for any reason.
He was still active. By the way, you heard it here. Not Charlie Kirk. Not
This is the way I like my widows, just so we're all on the same page. Man, I miss my husbands. America's widow, Erica Kirk. What the fuck is this widow tour? Near, far, wherever wherever you are. God damn.
Should be going. She went into interview at Turning Point USA. He said that he fell in love right away. Just later, he's dead. And she has now inherited Turning Point USA. She's doing podcasts on it too. Like, I'm so excited. Like,
Bert has no idea this is a super leftist comedian, does he?
so like, wife, please wait 2 months after I die before doing a podcast. 3 months before my own. Come on. And then, for a job, and how it ended, we're going to promotion. So I'm just saying, I'm just saying, I'm just saying. It was
Hey, something, the truth makes the best comedy. So, yeah, he's not home, is he? He's not a promotion, all right. He went in there to get a job and see what others do now. Yeah, that's so good. The audio's coming and going. Sorry to hear that. I'm not going to get too far into this, but I've been saving this clip for a while. Time she made
We can't hear it anyways. Get as far as you want to into it. I'm skipping ahead, by the way.
And when you see this is a short version of the long
Oh, here we go.
parachute
Look, the Earth is flat.
and lands exactly in the same field that he took off from. After taking hours to get up there. The Earth didn't rotate underneath him. But yet they saw things get around. But at one point, you're going to see him inside the capsule. And there's a camera inside the capsule.
Imagine they send a guy to skydive from the edge of fucking space and they don't plan out where he's going to land. Bert's mad because he landed where he wanted to land, right? Where this was planned for him to land. A gigantic area, by the way, because they could have been off with their drift and the wind and blah, blah, blah. And he's fallen so far. But still, Bert's like, he landed in the exact place where they knew he was going to land. It's almost like they planned that, huh, Bert? Jesus fucking Christ, you goddamn retard.
And when you look out the capsule behind him, this horizon that you see here is not curved at all. It's completely flat. So the way that bend is from the capsule, from the fisheye lens that's attached to the zenith, is clearly high. Now, I happen to know the person that has this capsule. He's in Palmdale, California, and he works with a company that does all the production for Red Bull. And they have this capsule in his warehouse. And about a year ago, I was going to buy some speakers from that company, and I had to drive to Palmdale, which is about a 3.5 hour drive each way. Pick up those speakers, and this was about a year ago. He says, yeah, man, he said, when you come pick the speakers, I'll let you get inside the Zenith capsule and you can take a picture. I thought that would have been pretty cool, considering the fact that I constantly refer to this jump.
It's not called the Zenith capsule at all in any way, shape, or form. It's called the Stratos. So Bert here again is lying. I know the guy. He said, you can get in the Zenith capsule. Well, they call it the Stratos capsule, so because it's a stratosphere capsule, but whatever.
To prove my point. But they ended up, I wasn't able. Christine says, I can't understand anything you're saying. Okay.
We can't hear a word, brother.
What we're going to do is I'm not going to do the story because it's too complicated.
I wouldn't.
I apologize, everybody. I'm sorry.
Shut her down.
I'm going to shut it off, and I'm not going to come back until I can get some better gear.
I would.
If you want to help out, you can do so.
No more Bert.
And if you can help, and it's not if you can help. In the meantime,
Here's an idea, Bert. Take it back to its simplest form. You need to be live to get donations, right? Even I know that. Sometimes I get donations when I'm not live, but most of the time it's donations during the show. I read the message. We have this feedback loop, right? I'm sure you do the same way. Just go buy the cheapest fucking microphone you can get. And get a job. Also. Oh, we're following Bert. How long is his outro? You're telling me his outro is 8 minutes. Oh, he's just going to sit here and look sad until people donate. He shows that picture all the time. That was his studio that everybody else paid for. He said that his job, JB. We can't hear. Thank you very much for the donation from JB. That was 6 packs. We can't hear Bert, just like that husband couldn't hear his wife still arguing behind the vehicle. That's right. Ooh, babe, you hit me. You hit me, babe. So basically, if you don't know the whole backstory of Bert lived in like a big ass 4-bedroom house that was like super expensive and shit. And when he was getting his podcast going and building it up, he took hundreds of thousands of dollars in donations. And instead of paying his rent, he was like 5-6 months behind. Instead of paying his rent, he built this studio and claimed that he was going to have all the people from Vegas were going to come in there and record jingles and music and their podcast, and that's how he was going to make money so he could pay his rent. And he was going to be the next Tucker Carlson. This is his studio from the old house. All these fucking cameras, that's at least $500 a pop. All these fucking monitors, all these mixers, everything. That when he was buying and setting all this up, spending all this fucking money, he was not paying rent at the location where he was putting all this gear. It's not like he had a studio and he paid rent on the studio because he knew he had to take care of that. His studio was in his house. And at the same time, he was buying all of this with donations from old ladies who were bankrupting themselves to help him make it. He wasn't paying a dime in fucking rent. Not a dime. And then he gets evicted and said, oh, well, they did that on purpose. They evicted me right before Christmas, and the check was in the mail, and they just wouldn't wait on that check. There was no check in the mail. It never came. And they evicted him right before Christmas because that was after months and months and months and months of not paying the rent. Of course he doesn't need any of this. I have it. So people came to me when they started realizing they had donated all this money and Bert wasn't even paying his fucking rent. And like they started, some of the donators started talking to each other. And Bert would come to like 4 different people and say, I have to have this piece of equipment. It's a $1,000 camera. And each person would buy the camera for him. And he would buy one camera and keep the other 3,000. He's good at scamming old ladies, that's for sure. He's an old-time con man, right? The same people were all paying for the same equipment. He would just approach them individually, and they would pay for the same thing over and over again. The ladies that were donating all this amount of money, 3 or 4 of them got together, and they said, I bought him this. And they're like, no, I bought him that. And they're like, no, I bought him that. Like, yeah, of course. We just got to look sad until somebody donates.
Honey and a plant extract, a recipe said to be 11 times more powerful.
You got it, Bart. Keep your chin up. He doesn't know he's still streaming or what? So he finally got to the point to where he thinks the person that put the check in the mail that was going to cover this huge check that was going to cover his living expenses for like the next 6 months was actually a troll. Because they kept saying, it's in the mail to be there any minute. And then they told him, well, since you got evicted, you don't have a studio or a house no more. I guess you don't need the money. Or some shit like that. I don't know. Oh, my God. He's running an internet speed test. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I beat you, Bert. Mine was 583. What's yours? And then my upload was 833 or something, right? Still beat you, Bert. I got you. I beat you. Can't be that heavy duty internet. 500, 500. Dude, Bert lives in Las Vegas. The way I'm telling you, if I lived in Las Vegas, I would have an amazing fucking TikTok channel. Literally go out on the street with your goddamn phone and ask people what they're doing. What do you think about politics? What do you think about Trump? You live in Vegas, and for some reason you're hiding in your apartment, refusing to get a job doing this show. How long did he stay live doing this? He knows it's live. He just looked at the camera. I can see it in the reflection. He knows it's live. Still over a minute of video left here. Just keep scratching your chin. He wasn't shaved. He wasn't ready to go on air. Wasn't presentable for the interwebs. Finally, we got it. We got it. Shut it down. We got it. Thank God. I was worried about him. Bert's not coming back until his audio's fixed. How will he tell his audio's fixed? No one knows, because he claims all his test streams are perfect and it doesn't mess up until he actually goes live with viewers in the chat. So how would he even know when his audio's fixed? Oh, I've done it a bunch of times. The legend just last month maybe? Or maybe 2 months ago? My shit was live and I had to use remote desktop access to cancel it, to turn it off. I've fallen asleep drunk on stream. I used to get pretty shit-faced drunk. And I nodded out of the desk one night while we were all watching a video. But I'm still better than Bert.
One of the charts that you had up a minute ago, which was phenomenal, showing who's getting entitlement benefits. Check this out. This is family receiving welfare. So
the good thing is I do have a studio. It's like an office, and it's probably a 10-minute drive from like my house. But you know, we live in the camper. I don't have room to set all this stuff up in the camper. I was in my dad's conversion van for a while until I found this office. Either way, it pays for itself. The podcast, that's one of the major expenses that the podcast pays for is pretty cheap rent, but still, it pays for the rent and the electric bill and stuff like that, right? But when I'm at the house, I can use my phone to remote access my computer, and it's pretty finicky to do like complicated shit, but I can hit stop stream.
So purple is illegal headed households. Red is legal immigrants. Blue is U.S. born headed households.
The people we want to give the welfare to. We about to fact check this shit. First, if you fuck with me, check out the podcast. Let's get it. What the hell is he talking about? First of all, that study actually comes from the Center of Immigration, which is an all-right think tank that's against immigration. That's not.
Oh, of course it does.
I am calling the organization a liar.
Yes. When so the last house we lived in before we kind of got fucked over on it, we had, like, the garage had been converted to, like, a workout room. And I put the kids' playroom in there, and I put my office studio or whatever back there, too, and it worked out perfect. Because the kids weren't playing at night. That's when I streamed. It was fucking amazing. This place is just somewhere cheap. It's really, the guy used to use it for storage. It's nothing fancy. It does have a bathroom. It's got electric here. I don't even have fucking heat here. Like, I use a little electric heater.
This organization,
I do have AC though,
took an old study that they did in 2023 and repackaged it for 2025. And the way they changed it is by changing non-citizens headed households to illegal immigration households. But unlike some people, I actually read the original work. And in the original study, they mentioned that the non-citizen households represented green card holders and undocumented migrants. The next slide they use is the actual source, or the SIPP. The SIPP stands for the Survey of Income and Program Participation. And this is a survey to determine how many people are a part of different types of programs. These programs are not just Medicaid or food stamps, but they're also...
It has gas heat here, but they wanted to charge me, because it's a commercial address, a ridiculous... I think it was like fucking $1,200 deposit or some shit.
Factoring in Social Security scholarships and free breakfast programs. I mean, at this point, are you guys even trying anymore?
Rob, you had one of the charts...
Of course not. PBD, Patrick Bet Davis, an immigrant that come here and made his fucking fortune, a multimillionaire off scamming people through MLMs, now calls out other immigrants. Talk about pulling the fucking ladder up.
A reporter last night on Air Force One asked the president, did you speak with the oil companies before the operation? Did you tip them off?
Now remember, Trump couldn't even be bothered to tell Congress about these operations because he was afraid they might leak it. No one in Congress had any idea, but he was also telling the oil executives beforehand.
Yes. Before and after, and they want to go in.
Mind you, on Saturday, Trump said that he did not inform Congress about the operation beforehand because he was afraid that they would leak. Okay, it was just too risky to our troops, I guess, right? But apparently...
But we got fucking Whiskey Leak Pete out here running the whole show, but we can't tell Congress, members of Congress prior.
executives what was about to go down and giving them the play-by-play in real time like it was ESPN. Apparently that's not a risk to our military at all. Okay, you have to understand, any other president, this would be grounds for impeachment, full stop. By the way, J.D. Vance is out here still trying to make the case that this has to do with drugs. Okay, because he's still playing by the old rules when politicians had to pretend that their illegal invasions weren't about oil. Right, JD? You can drop the act. You can just come out and say it. Okay, because if this was about drugs, I'm just wondering, why would oil executives need to be roped in? Why would they be given more information than Congress? Answer me that. A reporter...
Why would oil executives of oil companies, be looped in before, during, and after the invasion, and no members of Congress were? That's fucking wild. If that's not like signs of an oligarchy, I don't know what is. CEOs of oil companies know more about the attack than members of Congress. Whatever. Tim Walz did drop out of the governor race. He does it kind of gracefully by saying that, like, basically, I want to spend this next year not defending myself against Trump and not trying to get elected. I want to spend this next year fixing the problems that we have here and paying attention and running the state. I know his daughter had done a couple of TikTok videos about the threats and the crazy stuff Trump had said, and Trump is now retweeting claims that Tim Walz had the Minnesota legislators killed, murdered because they voted against immigrant health care. I don't know if that had anything to do with it. I very seriously doubt. MAGA saying, oh, we busted him. He's in this Somali scam, and now he's trying to get out of there before it all comes out. I don't think that's going to happen, but whatever. Here's the video of him deciding not to run for re-election. He had announced back in September that he was running for re-election. He said he thought about it over the holidays, and now he's dropping out of the race.
News, Governor Tim Walz announcing just at the top of the hour officially he will not be seeking a third term.
All the oil companies said they didn't speak to Trump. I wouldn't be surprised.
Amid all of the political turmoil going on with what's going on with fraud in our state to the tune of, some say, billions of dollars.
And by some, we mean a YouTuber. By the way, HHS has been to every daycare featured in Nick Shirley's videos. And how many of those daycares featured in Nick Shirley's video had fraud going on? 0. Exactly 0. The first places they went to check to see if there was fraud going on, no kids, no whatever, were the ones featured in the video. Not a single one of them were committing any type of fraud.
Check in with our chief political correspondent, Corn Hoggard, who was there at the governor's news conference announcing the end of his re-election campaign. Corn.
Yeah, Tom, I guess, you heard the entire statement there. What we didn't hear was him answering any questions afterwards. A lot of us, of course, have a lot of questions about why he's made this decision and why he's made it now, whether Nick Shirley's video has anything to do with that, whether he has convinced somebody else within the DFL to run for this office who he is confident can win the office. We don't know. We'll hear, hopefully, those answers he said tomorrow. He's got a press conference tomorrow to talk about.
He probably would have made it. He seems like he's a pretty relatable guy. I think. Definitely way more than J.D. Vance will ever be.
They leave and he'll take questions at that point. But I was warned before this started that he wasn't planning to take questions. Sometimes he does go off script, but he did not do it in this instance. So he gave his statement, the same statement essentially that he emailed out, his comms team emailed out this morning, and then he walked out of the room. And we will get to hear from him again, presumably tomorrow, Tom, and hopefully we'll get a lot of those answers to the questions that we have about why he's made this choice and the timing of it.
Corin Kelly here alongside the desk with Tom. And I know you've been working your sources. I know you've been making some calls. Obviously, to your point, the big question, he finished essentially the statement and the announcement saying he's confident that the DFL will be able to hold on to this seat. What are you hearing? Who potentially would be interested in this? Who potentially would be someone to kind of come in and fill, not at the last hour, but obviously a little bit later in the game?
Yeah, honestly, the odds-on favorite now within the DFL has to be Senator Amy Klobuchar. I did talk to some sources close to the senator who said she has been fielding a lot of phone calls asking her to get into this race now that they knew that Tim Walz was going to step away. She has not made a decision as far as running.
Oh, 2 different people said that. I'm not. I have showing 0 drop frames. That's weird. Drop frame 0%. 0 drop frame 0.0%. Oh, that's strange.
yet, but that is definitely something she is considering, according to sources close to her. We know that U.S. Representative or former Representative Dean Phillips.
Hold on. I'm trying to see what's wrong. I don't know if you guys are even watching me right now, but what does YouTube look like? It's something to do with Restream because YouTube is frozen as well, it looks like. Hold on. I'm trying to see what's... Oh, no, YouTube's working. I don't know if you guys are even watching me right now, but what does YouTube look like? So what does Restream look like? Oh, it's just my bit rate. Let me refresh. Why am I still showing 0 drop frames on OBS? Rumble's still good of all places. Sounds about right. It's just a Twitch issue. What is Twitch doing? Twitch is usually the most reliable of all of these. Oh wait, now that's fine. That's fine. Facebook's fine. It's Twitch, and that's the only place where everybody's fucking watching it. Very weird. I don't know. I'm gonna have to go on, but it looks like it's just Twitch.
Phillips, who also ran for president in 2024, has said that he's not interested in the office, but he wants to help people who are. Other than that, within the DFL right now, not a lot of peeps. I know that there were, I think that what we've heard from the GOP side of this is kind of informing what you could expect or who you could expect to enter this race. The GOP here in Minnesota has now, they spent months trying to use fraud as a tool to damage Governor Tim Walz, and it looks like that has succeeded. But now they're kind of trying to spread that blame for the fraud across the entire DFL. And so likely, the people least damaged by the fraud in the state are people who had no means to change that. And both the DFL and the GOP has had opportunities to intervene here, so both parties could potentially, within the state, the legislators here, the GOP again and the DFL, could potentially receive some of the blame for this fraud. And so people who haven't been in the state are the least likely to be damaged by, the activities that happened here as far as fraud in all these social service programs. And so again, that maybe makes Senator Klobuchar a good candidate, but that also could make somebody like, say, Tom Emmer a good candidate. He has not entered the race, hasn't commented on entering the race himself.
Oh, it's still going to run its ads, though, huh? Twitch is still going to run its ads.
Is good riddance in response to Tim Walz's announcement that he would be out of the race himself.
Well, and Corn, to your point, in reading the Senate Republican caucus response to the governor's statement today, they initially say the announcement from Governor Walz changes nothing for the 2026 campaign. And then going into the fact that it's been 4 abysmal years, they say Democrat leadership. So to your point, painting the whole party as a part of all of what has happened and transpired with some of this fraud that has come to light and some...
I wanted to see his actual speech, and we're not going to get that here. Hold on.
But to your point, Corn, it does look like they're trying to paint it more with a broad stroke here.
Yeah, that's definitely the case. And, the DFLers around here in the legislature would...
Story this morning, Governor...
This is big. Just earlier this morning. In a statement, he said, quote, "I've decided to step out of the race."
There's a video of it, right? Yeah, there's a speech. Okay.
Well, good morning, everyone, and Happy New Year.
They went to every daycare that Nick Shirley featured in his videos. HHS did, and 0 of them were committing fraud. The federal government went there and investigate, and none of them were committing fraud.
Well, good morning, everyone, and Happy New Year. Like many Minnesotans, I have to tell you, I was glad to turn the page on 2025. It was an extraordinarily difficult year for our state, and it ended on a particularly sour note.
You can't chat on YouTube?
An organized group of criminals have sought to take advantage of this state's generosity.
How can you not chat?
Make progress
because you're not subscribed?
An organized group of political actors seeking to take advantage of a crisis. I don't want to mince words here. Donald Trump and his allies in Washington and in St. Paul and online want to make our state a colder.
It's subscribers only, but that's it.
Against each other by attacking our neighbors. And ultimately, they want to take away much of what makes Minnesota the best place in the country to raise a family. They've already begun trying to withhold funds that were meant to help families afford child care, and they have no intention of stopping there. Make no mistake, we should be concerned about fraud in our state government. We cannot effectively do programs and services if we can't earn the public's trust. That's why over the past few years, we've made systemic changes in the way we do business. We've gone to the legislature time and time again to get more tools to combat fraud.
Nick Shirley is the only one who uncovered a 2-year investigation.
We've hired people we fired people who weren't doing their jobs. We've seen people go to jail for stealing from our state. We've cut off whole streams of funding in partnership with the federal government, where we saw widespread criminal activity. We put new locks on the doors of our remaining programs, and we've hired a new head of program integrity to make sure that those locks can't be broken. All across this state, Minnesotans are hard at work on this problem. Advocates, administrators, investigators are on the front lines defending the integrity of our state's programs, and I want to give a very heartfelt thank you to all of them. There is more to do. A single taxpayer dollar wasted.
If you can comment on the YouTube video, I'll make you a mod there.
Should be intolerable. And while there's a role to play for everyone, from the legislature to prosecutors to insurance companies to local and county government, the buck does stop with me. My administration has been taking fast, decisive action to solve this crisis. We'll win the fight against the fraudsters. But the political gamesmanship we're seeing from Republicans is only making that fight harder. We've got Republicans here in the state legislature playing hide and seek with potential whistleblowers.
That was crazy. The fact that this board says they have whistleblowers, but they won't release the statements of the whistleblowers to the people who can stop payments. The only people who can stop payment, they're like, no, we got to protect our whistleblower. The fuck is a board going to do to your whistleblowers?
We've got conspiracy theorist right-wing YouTubers breaking into our daycares, demanding access to our children. We've got the President of the United States demonizing our Somali neighbors and wrongfully confiscating funds that Minnesotans rely on. It's disgusting and it's dangerous. Republicans are playing politics with the future of this state. It's shameful. And I've said it before, and I will continue to say it. We welcome ideas from anyone, in any party, from any walk of life, who wants to help us continue to stay ahead of these criminals. And we welcome the involvement of the federal government. I am grateful to the career professionals at the U.S. Attorney's Office and the FBI who have been helping us fight this fight for years. But I cannot abide the actions of the political leadership in Washington. These opportunists are willing to hurt our people to score cheap points. They and their allies have no intention of helping us solve this problem, and every intention of trying to profit off of it. Which brings me to this. 2026 is an election year. Election years have a way of ramping up the politics at a time when we simply can't afford more of that in Minnesota.
Of course.
In September, I announced that I would seek a historic third term as Minnesota's governor, and I have every confidence that if I gave it my all, we would win the race. But as I reflected on this moment with my family and my team over the holidays, I came to the conclusion that I can't give a political campaign my all. Every minute that
I hope he's just not backing down because Trump. Like I said, his daughter was making TikTok videos about all the threats and stuff they had received, and Trump's sharing conspiracy theories that he had a legislator killed and all kinds of crazy shit.
Spend defending my own political interest would be a minute I can't spend defending the people of Minnesota against the criminals who prey on our generosity and the cynics who want to prey on our differences. So I've decided to step out of this race, and I'll let others worry about the election while I focus on the work that's in front of me for the next year. I'm passing on this race with zero sadness and zero regret. I did not run for this job to have the job. I ran for the job to do the job. Minnesota faces enormous challenges this year, and I refuse to spend a single minute doing anything other than rising to meet this moment. Minnesota has always come first and always will. That's what I believe servant leadership demands of me. As an optimist, I'll hold out some hope that my friends on the other side of the aisle will consider what servant leadership demands of them in the moment. We can work together to combat against the criminals. We can work together to rebuild the public's trust and make our state stronger. But make no mistake about it. If Republicans continue down the path of abusing power, smearing entire communities, and running their own fraudulent game at the expense of Minnesotans, I will fight back with everything that I have. I'm absolutely confident a Democratic and a DFLer will hold the seat come November. I'm confident that I'll find ways to contribute to the state that I love long after next January. But there'll be time to worry about all that later. Today, I'm proud of the work we've done to make Minnesota America's best place to live and raise kids. From our new paid leave policy to our child tax credit to our school lunch programs feeding every single child. And I'm doubly proud of the incredible team we put together to make this vision a reality. I want to take a moment to thank every member of my staff, to every single state employee who has been part of this fight. Now more than ever, I need you on the job. I need you to help work together to tackle the important work in front of us. And most of all, I want Minnesotans to know.
It's wild that MAGA can just get behind a conspiracy theory and shut down entire government systems now.
How grateful I am for the opportunity to serve this state, for the privilege that I have been given to serve in this office. I'm on the job. I'm focused on making sure that we stay America's best place to live and raise kids. No one will take that away from us. I'm proud of the way we treat our neighbors. I'm proud of the way that we welcome people to this state. I'm proud of the way that we innovate. And I'm proud of the way that we are optimists for the future. No one's taking this away from us. Not the fraudsters, certainly not this president. not on my watch. Tomorrow, I'll be back with you. I'll give you an update on America's best paid family medical leave program that is now a week into it. And at that time, I'll take all your questions. Thank you all.
There you go. Dropping out. So MAGA's claiming it as a victory, of course, right? Doing their thing, but I don't know. We'll see. They're saying, oh, all the fraud's going to come. They're also so goddamn retarded. They think that Trump invaded Venezuela to get Maduro because Dominion voting. I don't know if you guys remember, but Sidney Powell told everybody that Dominion voting was founded in Venezuela to overthrow the government there and blah, 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 whatever. Yeah, that's what they think, that Trump has now got all the evidence from there to prove that the 2020 election was stolen, and now they're going to get the fuck out of here. This is the dance that triggered Trump so badly. This is apparently the dance that made Trump invade. This is what Trump couldn't handle. He called it a slap in the face.
No crazy, girl. Please. Yes, peace. Listen to me. Yes, peace. Peace forever.
He's taunting Trump.
Peace forever. Peace forever.
And he's saying peace forever. Peace, brother. Peace forever. Could Maduro's dance moves have prompted his downfall? Again, he is a shooty guy, right? No one's trying to defend him and say that he's this saint or whatever. And I don't think he won the last election. I don't think anybody in the world thinks he won the last election. But is this our place now? His moves convinced some on Trump's team that the Venezuelan leader was mocking them, the New York Times reported. He was mocking Trump. You know who convinced him of that, right? Miller. And by the way, Trump has now labeled he's now put Miller, Pee Wee German, Stephen Himmler in charge of Venezuela. That's the guy that's going to be in charge of Venezuela.
Can you rule out that the U.S. is ever going to try to take Greenland by force?
Well, let me go back a step. The president has been clear for months now, so I know you're treating this as breaking news. The president has been clear for months now that the United States should be the nation that has Greenland as part of our overall security apparatus. The United States,
but your wife posted that like hours after the...
So Katie Miller, hours after they snatched Maduro, posted this image of Greenland with an American flag imposed over it.
Venezuela operation, that's why it's newly relevant.
No, I'm not, and I'll talk with you about it for an hour. I think it's a really important conversation. I just wanted to reset, Jake, by making clear that it has been the formal position of the U.S. government.
The reason that they're treating Greenland as if it's this big strategic is it kind of is, especially, even though they won't admit it, especially as global warming keeps opening waterways further and further north. It kind of is a big security concern. But any other person in the world would treat it like they're already our allies. Make a deal with our allies, not take it over.
Government, since the beginning of this administration, frankly, going back into the previous Trump administration, that Greenland should be part of the United States. The president has been very clear about that. That is the formal position of the U.S. government.
Right, but can you say that military action against Greenland is off the table?
It wouldn't be military action against Greenland. The Greenland has a population of 30,000 people, Jake. The real question is, by what right does Denmark assert control over Greenland? What is the basis of their territorial claim? What is their basis of having Greenland as a colony of Denmark? The United States is the power of NATO. For the United States to secure the Arctic region, to protect and defend NATO and NATO interests, obviously Greenland should be part of the United States. And so that's a conversation that we're going to have as a country. That's a process we're going to have as a...
So the scare is Russia power in the Arctic, right?
As a community.
We probably need that waterway secured for us and to have some good defensive measures in place there. But we can make that deal. We can make that deal.
So you can't take it off the table that the U.S. would use military force to seize Greenland. You can't take it off the table.
Jake, I understand you're trying very hard to, which again, is your job. I respect it. It's great to get exactly the headline, right? That catchy headline.
I'm trying to get an answer to the question.
That says Miller refuses to rule out the United States should have Greenland as part of the United States. There's no need to even think or talk about this in the context that you're asking of a military operation. Nobody's going to fight the United States militarily over the future of Greenland.
Can you rule out that the U.S. is ever...
Oh, shit. That's not what I wanted to do.
Can you rule out that the U.S. is ever going to try to take Greenland by force?
Well...
Here is Trump threatening other countries.
Colombia is very sick too, run by a sick man who likes making cocaine and selling.
He says he names Colombia, he names Cuba, he names Mexico.
The United States.
Lindsey Graham names Iran.
And he's not going to be doing it very long, let me tell you.
We're going after all of them.
Doing it very long. He's not doing it very long. He has cocaine mills and cocaine factories. He's not going to be doing it very long.
So there will be an operation by the U.S.
It sounds good to me.
Secretary Rubio mentioned.
You know why? Because they kill a lot of people. Yeah. Colombia is very sick too, run by a sick.
Of course. We're going after everybody. This is the video.
We have some news right now. Donald Trump is preparing to give Stephen Miller the keys to Venezuela, so to speak. According to the Washington Post,
Stephen Miller, you guys know how good he is with, brown people, right?
Trump is planning on potentially installing Stephen Miller as kind of the person responsible for overseeing everything that happens in Venezuela over the next several days, weeks, and months moving forward. Stephen Miller, as you know, is Donald Trump's deputy chief of staff. He's also the architect behind many of the most controversial policies in this administration. He's the architect behind Donald Trump's entire immigration agenda. His wife, Katie Miller, actually just was the one who made world news by posting an image of Greenland with the U.S. flag over Greenland. And now it looks as though that Stephen Miller may be getting a larger role as it relates to Venezuela, potentially overseeing everything that happens regarding America's running of Venezuela. I'll provide you more updates as we get more information. Spread the word, and as always, follow along for all the news that you need to know about. More to come soon. We have some news right now. Donald
South America through proxy wars, yes. And they have a lot of minerals and shit that we would love to just rape the fuck out of, right? Greg Johnstone, that does all the political skits, he was literally recording a skit to make fun of the Trump administration putting Miller in charge of Venezuela when they announced it. Look at this.
You can't make this up. We have some news right now. Donald Trump is preparing to give Stephen Miller the keys to Venezuela.
Buenos dias, bitches. That's me filming this morning's sketch where I jokingly have Donald Trump put Stephen Miller in charge of Venezuela. I haven't even made the video yet and Greg Stradamus is coming true. They must be reading my mind. You can't make this up.
We have some news right now. Donald Trump is preparing.
And here's his actual skit.
We've got Maduro. All right, what's next? I plead not guilty. Hopefully go live in China. Not with you. Who's running Venezuela? Oh, crap. What's so crap? I didn't think that far ahead. You didn't think about who's going to be in charge? I know. Oh, who is it? Buenos dias, bitches. Him? I'm giving him the keys to Venezuela. So he can drive it off a cliff? Nobody hates Hispanics like I do. This is worse than putting Satan in charge. I resent that. He is way worse than me. JD, I heard people tried to break into your house. Are the couches okay? I think you mean how's my family doing? Oh, yeah, sure. What is it good for? Mark Kelly is losing his military pension. Why? Because
they're trying to post-service Court Marshal Mark Kelly to reduce his rank from captain to make his retirement and pension payments smaller.
He suggested servicemen don't break the law? And I'm changing his rank from captain to craptain. I have no doubt. In the worm brain. What could you possibly add?
Nurses don't have to be in nursing homes 24/7 anymore.
What happens if people get sick at night?
Probably die.
You're all terrible people.
We really need Greenland.
But you can't have it. It's Denmark's.
We really need Greenland.
But okay, I did my best.
Our oil companies are thrilled we own Venezuela now.
What happened to this being about the people?
What people?
Venezuelans?
Doesn't ring a bell.
Why don't you just put Gonzalez and Machado in charge? They won the election.
The bitch who won my Nobel Peace Prize? No chance.
They're literally from inside the White House. They're saying that Trump will not put Machado in charge because she didn't outright refuse to accept the Nobel Peace Prize and say that it belongs to, she dedicated it to him, right? She dedicated her Nobel Peace Prize to Trump, but he wanted her to refuse to accept it and say that Trump deserves it more. And he thought that was going to happen. Are you shitting me? He thought that was a real thing.
Nicolas Maduro is dead.
No, he's not. He's on a ship to the U.S. right now.
This is Greg Johnstone.
Why does he look like that? He is blindfolded with headphones. Oh, so he doesn't know the way? That's right. He's on a boat going north. It's protocol.
And is that super base?
On repeat. So we're torturing the guy.
The best of the best took out B.A. Baracus.
No, you bombed Caracas.
And we captured this awful dictator.
You kidnapped him and his wife in the middle of the night.
There was a $50 million bounty on his head.
Well, I guess you saved that money.
No, I get it. I found him.
Of course you do.
Marco, do you have anything to add?
I can't reach the microphone. I just want everyone to know we had nothing to do with this. Nobody thinks you did. Maduro will face the full wrath of American justice. On what charges? Narco-terrorism. He's the Hamburglar. Got it.
Now we're gonna run Venezuela.
You're the captain now.
Make Venezuela great again.
Muvga, huh? Yeah, that'll take off.
This is what the Venezuelan people want.
Yeah, but there's international laws, so there are no rules. Further into Ukraine we go. Taiwan, you're mine now. Do you see what you've done?
I like how those two operate.
You know, this is one of two things we predicted for 2026.
What's the other?
Is you falling gravely ill.
They shouldn't say that.
I know, mean of them to give us hope.
Nicolas Maduro?
Mean of them to give us hope.
He's on a ship to the U.S. right now. Why does he look like that?
He's just chilling out with his fucking headphones on. Yes. So a shaman predicted that Trump would fall gravely ill and die, and that they would do the capturing of Maduro and taking over of Venezuela. A Peruvian shaman, a shaman for Peru. So I put all my faith in that. Every bit of it. I'm praying to whatever God is in Peru. Take him out. 86-47. All right, guys, I'm out. Thank y'all for joining us. Thanks for hanging out. I'm trying to stay positive. It's not working most of the time. I put on a brave face, come out here and make fun of Bert a little bit. But I'm trying. So there's that. Thank you guys for joining us. Thanks for hanging out with me. If you want to support the show, you can do that at the Just Quick Tools link. That's where all the donation links are. And the PayPal donation link, Buy Me a Coffee, Dono Clip, whatever you want to use. I think all the links work now. So you can try those out if you want to support the show. That's how we pay the bills around here. Thank you all for joining us. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. And my family appreciates it too. Thank you guys. Have a good night. We'll see you on the next one. Love you. See you. Bye. Don't do anything that Venezuelan dictators would do, like dance. It's a slap in the face.
Have the fork and
okay.
Call out
the Maduro dance
by name and tell them exactly who they are and tell them the rest of the world who they are. You don't have the fork.
Thank you all for the donations coming tonight. That's right. Hashes and dashes.
Here we go. I think I started some shit. Listen off, it's about to get lit. Get the place in the best, you know that stage is set. You better buckle up, cause you ain't seen none yet. Here we go, I think I started some shit. Piss 'em off, it's about to get lit. Get the place in them beds, you know that stage is set. You better buckle up, cause you ain't seen none yet. And they say that I'm a lunatic. Well, listen, bitch, I came equipped with a quick wit and a 6th sense for the stupid shit. Where my true believers? Y'all need Jesus. Praise the Lord, head to the extreme. All these false fucking prophets who profit off of gossip. Worshipping drums, cocking, begging for a throat deposit. Swinging fucking meat hammers like fool in a thong. He's strapped to the shaft, eating his chest like he's King Kong. Starving for attention, I'ma make your gut burst. I'll be your huckleberry, I can quench that thirst. Baby eating lizard people, alien sex. What's next? Trump in a dress, fucking Flynn on his desk. A retard in a vest, climbing up 5G.
Actually, it was no longer its official name in the 50s. They changed it in the 50s. Then Chavez changed it again when he was in to the Republic of Venezuela or some shit. We looked this up the other night. No one's making an argument that Maduro is a good guy or that he was legitimately elected. I just don't know that it's our place to go in snatching up fucking dictators.
When I was high on shrooms, I found myself a tunnel that led to Jason Q's bedroom.
Or even more so, what condition are we going to leave it in when we go? Right? We've already fucked up Iraq. We've already fucked up Afghanistan. What are we going to do to fuck this up?
Put on a light coat of baby oil and saluted the troops.
Power vacuums are never a good idea.
Gonna be itch. Wait. Stop. What? I'll get my files. Wait, what are you doing? Stop. Hold on. Fucking stop. Dude, come on. Seriously. This is my mom's an alcoholic. Give me a... Oh, my God. Damn it. Here we go. I think I started some shit. Piss them off. It's about to get lit. Get the place in them beds. You know that stage is set. You better buckle up, cause you ain't seen none yet. Here we go. I think I started some shit. Piss them off. It's about to get lit.
And if you're taking them out, why leave the vice president and everybody else in place, or like the military leaders or the generals and how horrible they are? Some of them have $15 million, $25 million bounties on their heads, and we just left them there to run the place now? That doesn't seem like it makes much sense.
It's all over. Hands on his shoulders. They ringing his bell. You got Frog News Network doing.
Seems like those guys are just going to keep doing what they have been doing. Whatever. And to use that as a threat to Cuba and fucking Mexico and fucking Denmark and Greenland and Iran, that's wild. We'll just do it to whoever the fuck we want. So much for diplomacy, I guess.
Bird motherfuckers out here busting the griffs. Here we go, I think I started.
Oh, in Colombia. I didn't mention Colombia.
It's about to get lit. Get the place in them beds. You know that stage.
Lindsey Graham has a list. He keeps it on a notepad with his Grindr account name.
Piss 'em off. It's about to get lit. Get the place in them beds. You know that stage is set. You better buckle up, cause you ain't seen none yet.
You don't have those guts because you're a pussy. You're a pussy wearing aviator glasses in your mother's basement. And I won't even...
We should shrink the moon down and let Donald Trump carry it around in his pocket, I think, honestly.